don't think so.
You're going to buy your food from this office because I know it's safe and I care about you and I have the moral high ground. Don't argue with me. And by the way, this system's going in nationwide. Don't think you'll just quit this job and get away from this. Don't think it'll just stop at public schools in Chicago or New York. You understand?
Those are organic.
Organic? What's this about Boss Hog? What are you talking about? Oh, like this is a sharecropper operation? You got to buy your stuff from the company store? I'll be honest with you, that's exactly what this is, and they're all submitting to it. And I like it. So you think you're a thinker? Get up and get your ass out of this office. You're fired, and I'm calling Homeland Security on you. Get out of here. You're a dying breed. We're running you out of this country, and we're taking over the whole planet. You understand me? The future belongs to the slave masters. You're fired. Oh, God, it's going to be so much fun when they arrest him. Hey, production crew.
Hey.
You guys gonna buy me lunch out of the back today?
I brought my lunch. Yeah, me too.
You saw the memo that went out at 9 a.m.
Memo. Oh, I didn't have time to get anything else, though, is what we brought.
No, dude, you saw all the food we've got there for you to buy. That's totally reasonable. Look, are you saying the Chicago school system's wrong, not letting parents pack their lunches? Are you saying Mayor Bloomberg's wrong, Phil?
Yeah, it doesn't seem right. It doesn't seem right.
Well, here's the deal. Okay? It's on me today. I'll buy your first lunch. And I'm doing you a favor. But that stuff's going in the trash. Okay, buddy?
Wait, what are you doing?
I'm going to throw it in the trash, man.
What?
Listen, you saw the policy.
But
Look.
That's an entire salad.
I can't 100% know this is healthy and good for you, okay? Mayor Bloomberg's a very respected man. He also wants everybody to turn their firearms in. There you go, pal. Have you heard about how they've got giant fines for salt? In fact, I bet that there's salt on this chicken. They're trying to pass laws like this in Austin. That could shut us down. We're getting with the times. We're trendy. Do you understand that? You know it's totally reasonable, Phil.
It's for your own good, man.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you, Jaron.
Not mine.
Here we go. Now, like I said, I'm going to be nice today. Everybody else has got to buy theirs. I'm going to buy lunch for you, okay? Get up. Let's go. I got you lunch. You know you appreciate it. God, what won't that Chicago Mafia think of next? This is going to be Oh, hi, guys. I care about your health. Come on in, Matt and Tim. You guys liking the new policy? It's only $20 for this salad. Or I've got some fluoridated baby water here, only $3 a bottle. You can have ramen noodle, bananas, Lunchables. We've got some Spam. And we've also got some Vienna sausages. So what would you like here?
Well, I brought my own banana. Is that okay?
No, sir. We can't trust you to bring your own food, okay?
Is there anything other than the fluoridated water?
Sir, fluoride strengthens your teeth. Don't be like the extremist kids that protested and they were called revolutionary extremists in Chicago and are probably now on an FBI list, okay, buddy?
Okay.
This is reasonable. Not being able to decide what you're going to eat is freedom, okay? The government cares about you. Michelle Obama cares. Look here. Okay, carrots. Now listen, pay up, pal.
I love liberty. Man, I forgot I left my wallet in the car.
That's okay. That's okay. We're putting in a biometric scanner next week. Just mark it down in there on the board. And pretty soon we're just going to deduct it from your check anyway, so you don't have a choice.
I'll grab a salad.
Okay, good. See, you had a choice here. Okay, come on.
Found one of the employees with just a kind of water.
Good job. You caught him with a Perrier. Let me get that in the trash. Well, then you've really turned it around since this morning. So your lunch is free.
Thanks.
That's how a fascist, communist, freedom system works. And take whatever else you like.
Get one of these.
Good job. And I want you to keep your eyes on Phil. Okay?
We can do.
All right. Thank you very much. Good job. All right, man, I'm really feeling powerful right now, getting to tell them what they eat, and I'm really enjoying this. Man, this is great. No, please. Oh, God. Oh, this is horrible. What's happened to America?
Hey, Alex. Hey, Alex.
Parents are slaves.
Hey, Alex, wake up. We got a show in 5 minutes.
Huh? Oh, God. Oh, Jared, I've never been so glad to see you. I woke up in a futuristic America where I was a police state control freak thug like Janet Napolitano.
Well, it's all good now. Welcome to 2011 where we still have all our freedoms intact. Come on, we got a show to do.
Man, that's great.
Hey, Alex, those cameras came in for the studio backstage.
Oh, awesome, man.
Yeah, what's this?
What's what? It's a salad.
This morning you passed out a memo saying that we can't bring our own lunches in, but yet you're bringing stuff from Wendy's?
You got a memo? There was a memo?
Visit Infowars.com and PrisonPlanet.com. When you're on the site, you can also tune in 24 hours a day to my daily radio broadcast. There's also a free iPhone app to listen to the syndicated radio show when and where you want.
It's the InfoWars Money Bomb Live, InfoWarsMoneyBomb.com. I'm Paul Joseph Watson, editor of PrisonPlanet.com, and I'll be your host for the next 2 hours. Bright-eyed and bushy-tailed. It's just gone 9 a.m. here in the UK, and unlike the poor guys in the office, I've actually had a good night's sleep. So coming up, the lobby group you've never heard of, caught in its own words admitting it controls the news. We've got former naval officer Brian Gerrish joining us to break that down and a whole lot more. Then in the next hour, we're really going to hit a topic that's going to wake you up this morning, and that is not one we normally tackle here on the Alex Jones Show, and it's the always controversial issue of UFOs. UFO researcher Tony Topping joins us in the next hour, so that's guaranteed to be interesting. But now I'm delighted to welcome someone who has been on the front lines of fighting the subversion of the British Isles into Airstrip 1 of the European federal superstate. And that, of course, is Brian Gerrish, former naval officer, and, of course, now with the British Constitution Group. And also, I might add, the man who basically was the first to lift the lid on the sinister Common Purpose organisation, which has infested its operatives into every level of British society. So we're going to cover a host of interesting topics today. Brian Gerrish, good morning and welcome to the Alex Jones Show.
Yeah, good morning, Paul, and thank you and Alex and all the rest of the crew for giving me an invite to speak.
Well, you're welcome to be back on the show. First of all, obviously you've been a guest previously, but before we get into the whole Liam Fox issue and the cover-up surrounding that, just tell us about your background and how you first began to uncover groups like Common Purpose and what they were up to in the United Kingdom.
Okay, well, we'll keep it very short. I spent 21 years in the Navy as a warfare officer. I left in 1993. I got involved in a small business, started to become what I'll call a normal person. And then in my home city of Plymouth, which is down in the southwest of England, I started to discover massive fraud and corruption, and much of it was to do with public money. So I started to dig into that more, and strange things began to happen because essentially I started to be threatened and warned off, and I wasn't too impressed with that because I'd always believed that my country was generally law-abiding. But then things came to a head when I tried to start a little project to help give unemployed young people some skills training and some hope from the future. And it was obvious that the local elite did not want this project to happen. And when I started to investigate why, not only did I get threatened more, including death threats, but I discovered a very sinister little organisation called Common Purpose at work. And essentially, I'll say now with hindsight, because it's much easier now to look back and put the pieces together, the reason that I was treated in the way I was treated was because I was trying to help people. I was trying to help create jobs. I was trying to get confidence back into local communities, when unknown to me at the time, the government policy was the exact opposite. It was to destroy jobs, it was to break down communities, and it was to reduce young people to unemployed druggies. So that was the start of it. When I then began to really research into the subject, and I began to get very good people helping me, we discovered that this organisation, Common Purpose, which calls itself a charity, but what it was really doing was inserting a very, very dangerous political agenda into everywhere it could get. And Common Purpose was and still is. It's in the political circles, it's in schools, it's in hospitals, it's in the military, and their so-called graduate leaders are pushing forward the overall political agenda, which is causing such problem. Now, when you were setting up the show, somebody mentioned communism. We're not fighting communism. We're fighting something much more dangerous. It's Gramsci is the man we should be looking at. We should be looking at Saul Alinsky, and we should be looking at Gramsci, because this is Marxism, which is being imposed on America and Britain, and it's being done slowly, gently, piece by piece, in a very hidden, subversive way. But that is, in my view, is the ideology which Common Purpose is pushing.
Now, a lot of these issues can be found at Brian's website, and they actually publish a newspaper which I encourage people to subscribe to, and it's ukcolumn.org. Now, for our American audience who perhaps aren't aware of this, and if you're not, then you need to be, because it's very much a transatlantic controversy, and it takes on even more prominence given the news yesterday that Britain is basically now on a war footing to support the planned US and or Israeli strike on Iran. And this was a major story last month in the United Kingdom, and it was, of course, the resignation of British Defence Secretary Liam Fox, which came as a result of his relationship with the lobbyist and all-round globalist insider Adam Werrity. And, of course, Werrity, it turns out, was the frontman for this Atlantic Bridge Group, which in itself was funded by the Israeli lobby BICOM, with Werrity actually attending government meetings side by side with the British Defence Secretary on behalf of this pro-Israeli neocon faction. Of course, it led to Fox having to resign. Brian, this Werrity, Fox, Atlantic Bridge, BICOM issue, I mean, the tentacles run deep. It was almost universally ignored by the British press, who merely concentrated on the fact that Fox had broke some ministerial code. They weren't interested about everything else that was going on behind the scenes. And we'll certainly get into some of that later. But just how deep does this scandal with Liam Fox, Werrity and all these shadowy lobbyist groups run?
Well, the answer to that is it runs very deep. I'll just pick up on your point of what the British media did at the time. It was very interesting to watch what happened, because most of the British media just simply focused on Liam Fox's relation